Got a game in here with Door Kickers 2. I've already played this game a whole bunch, so I already pretty much know what to do. So I'll teach you how to do this correctly on this first mission, okay? I'll walk you through it. Alright, now this guy who's the two-man, he will now go ahead and proceed to do this. No, actually, let's not do something stupid, okay? Keep him close to the wall, and let's have him walk up to here, and then point his gun in the direction of the door. Not inside of the door, but towards the door, so he's okay. They've now stacked up on this doorway, so now we don't really know what's in this room, and so the best way to find out is just to throw a grenade and ask questions later, okay? You know what I mean? Just throw one of these in there and then figure it out after the fact. Now we'll enter the room. Pretty much as simple as just feet into the room and attack. Alright, now it's go time. Let's do it. Let's move into the room. It's pretty empty. Look, there's nobody in here because I just vaporized them with a grenade. Now we have identified that there's a room here. This guy needs to move to here, since he's going to be the first one to identify that door. These guys are going to move to this position again. Ready to go. And, of course, my favorite special trick to enter a room without taking any damage. The grenade throw. Give it one good toss that will make sure anybody in that room regrets their choices. Very effective strategy indeed. Now we will enter the room very carefully to point our weapon to the door, have the two men follow in suit. We will now get a pie of the room at the same time, so that one man covers this section in case anybody is still living in that room. Nobody's living in the room, they're all dead. We enter the room now, but we identify that there's a doorway here. Obviously, you don't want to be in that doorway. So this guy will now move like this, and then this guy will now move up to here. Since, actually, better plan. This guy will go to the top of the room, pie the door, almost. So we have an idea of what's in the room. Give it a shot. This guy's pulling long security right now. Once this guy's in place, then this guy can move. His name is Puke. It's a disgusting name. Never heard a name so disgusting in my life. We really don't have a way to get up on this door, but this guy can obviously throw a grenade into the room. So we're gonna do that. Throw a grenade. Then this guy can now enter the room. With that guy pulling the long security. Very nice, very nice. We're going to go out like this. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. Go out very slowly, taking those nice snapshots of what's in the room. This guy will move up, pull long security still. We're going to need to enter the bathroom to clear it. However, this guy needs to stop what he's doing before we get into an issue. So we'll move this guy to here, have him start looking that way, because we don't know what's in there. It's not clear. Look at that. Boom. This guy will now move to this direction, while this guy moves down this hallway. Look, what did we do to the wall here? That's kind of, I've never seen that happen to the wall, but I've never actually thrown a grenade in this mission before. So, okay. We're going to flashbang into the bathroom, so we hit him with that nice shocker. Right there. Get him. And nobody died. Nobody got shot. Mission success. Look at it go. 50 seconds, too. Pretty nice and fast. For the next mission of the game, we have kicking doors. We're going to have to drag a path through for default action. Whatever. It's gonna be pretty easy, trust me. Alright, is this mission, so it's a little less easy. Now we have to take into consideration what's in the briefing. We have SIGINT, eavesdrop, shut up, locate, detain, and evaluate the HVT. That's what matters, okay? We have to capture an HVT, which is very important information for me to know, because I'm not going to throw grenades if I'm trying to capture an HVT, okay? Not gonna throw as many grenades. I'm not gonna throw as many grenades. Oh no. We have already failed. The mission's over. So obviously, this first thing needs to be the sniper gets lined up, kills him. This guy now needs to rotate into the door, almost. So he has a good point to aim into the room. This guy needs to move out and pull. Hold on for 1 second there. We got some issues with this right here, okay? Let me go ahead and play it back. Look at this. Look at what happens right here. Look at this. So when you go across this, I should probably start from the beginning, because the whole thing we're doing a lot of mistakes and things I could be doing better, okay? But we'll start from here, okay? Here's the first mistake. Crossing this doorway, I go across and so he gets to here. What should happen when this guy right here is at this corner and he guesses? No, okay, so he should face this way basically and pull security there, so that way this guy can then cross, which would make a lot more sense than having this guy just run across. Then the other things I've already noticed a whole bunch of stuff with this one. So on this first thing, we don't need to enter this room, okay? There's a lot to think about this room when you're on the outside before you even enter the room, okay? See, doing this right here allows this guy to cross that doorway. Having this guy pull security, I can get a longer view, a depth view of the corner of this room from this position here, if you can see my mouse. So if right there, actually I'll put it on full screen as well. Okay, so what I'm saying is that if this guy is right here, well, this guy is right here. He's pulling security, okay? He's able to cover this. But then this guy can cross. So that way he can shoot in this way and aim down that way. Now, the next thing I would do from there, obviously, I should just go into the actual game and show you all how to do this one better. Alright, so what was that mission? That mission was, don't mind all of this. A lot of this we're going to cover eventually. And I'll go back and I'll be like, oh, that looks so bad. It's so bad. I could have done it so much better. As you can see, the door handle's here, which means when the door swings open, this door will probably open inwards, exposing the room. I would like to have one guy stack on the side of the door, so that way when he opens the door, I'll have a good view of the inside of the room. So now, I have this guy here. He's not a left-handed shooter, but it would be nice if he was, because then I could have him pointed straight in that doorway. Now the door's open. They didn't even hear me enter, like open the door. Which should now allow us to enter the room a whole lot easier. So here's another thing, another reason I put this guy on this corner here is because he can get that in-depth view, but also so I can see that the room's a center-fed room. Okay, we have a center-fed room here. To deal with the center feed, it's gonna be a lot different than if we had a wall here and nothing in this section of the room. I would be like, oh, okay, then we have to clear this dead space here. No, I have 2 sections of dead space I need to clear. So entering that room, we need to find a way of clearing those sections of dead space. Obviously, there's no right or wrong answer to this. There's a gooder answer and a worser answer. That's the best way of putting it. Still, this is when pulling that long security on that hallway is going to come into play. This guy obviously will recognize, oh, there's dead space here. We need to make sure we have that covered. So this guy comes out a bit, pulls that security, and then this guy can now cross the threshold, just like we did before, except this time he's going to pull actual security, and this guy will now move around behind him and make sure that's pretty fast as well. since now we have a doorway here that we need to clear. Obviously, with this doorway, we don't know from the outside if it's a corner fed or a center fed, so I'm just gonna go into this not sure what it is, but we do know that there's a bit of a gap there, so it's going to make it a bit interesting. We do have this fridge that would make a great thing to use. It gives you a nice view of the door, so as we open the door, we already have a view inside. Now we'll have him pull out a bit, and then we'll begin to plot the route that he's going to take, so that way he can get an inside view of the room. He's now cleared the room, and he will proceed to here, where he will do the same thing for that room. This guy can stay here, pulling security, or move up to the door.
Roger.
So that's probably what I will do. Have him move to the door. Actually, that position's not that bad, but still not ideal. Remember, he is a right-handed guy. They're all right-handed, so it makes it a bit difficult. We can already engage what's in the room because this guy is right here, which meant that this guy didn't even get shot. There's always the advantage of that. Now, it's time to open that door. As you can see, the door opens from here, so we do need to consider how we're going to open this door, because we don't really have an idea of what's on the other side. He's already in the, he's dead, basically. Just by opening that door, he's in the zone. Entering, and also entering. And now we can just roll down this way. We do need to get a view of that room. This guy can do that. He's on the outside. It makes sense for him to go, oh, I see the door there. You stay put and pull security. The reason I would be like, hey, you stay put and pull security is because he's actually going to probably say that, or like hand signal that, or do some way of communicating that to this guy to stay put. Otherwise, this guy has no idea what he's doing because he's an idiot. So, and just like always, pieing the door. This guy, if this door opens, right, what's going to happen? This guy is exposed. But this guy is here, so like he can still have some quick action to that new problem. So it is obviously an issue to turn your back to that door that you haven't opened yet. We could have had this guy clear the room, then this guy pull security, however. That would have been a lot more reasonable, I feel like, because then it puts this guy closer to this door. So what I'm saying is, this guy who was standing here pulling security should have been up here pulling security, and then this guy should have cleared the room. But it doesn't really matter. We got the room clear anyway. We already knew it was clear. It did not matter. Well, it should have been clear, so we're going to open that door by a hand open.
Target located. Shit.
The reason I prefer to open it by hand is because the hand opening is going to be the better one. Okay, now I'm going to show you all another thing that's important to consider. So as you can see, I'm doing a bit of a motion here. It's going to seem weird to enter the room like that, but we're going to have this guy enter the room sideways. And also, I'm going to clear this guy's pathing. So this guy's going to enter the room sideways, basically. Since it's harder to hit a moving target, it gives us an advantage to enter the room sideways in that case, since we already know this section's clear.
Roger.
The other reason is because humans pay attention more to moving things, so it's easier to spot a moving object and stuff like that, but...
Hands behind your back. Target in custody.
And we got him. It was almost a perfect round, except for the end there. He got shot, but look at that. It might have been a little slower, but it was very good. And that's how it should be done. Hey there, thanks for watching. This is my second channel. So I have another channel that I have different videos on, different style of videos. That is why I make this channel here. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll be putting out more videos soon. I don't really know what else to say, but I guess I can go over what the channel is mainly going to be about. It's mainly going to be about these games like these, so just kind of militaristic games, I guess, like Door Kickers, Sprocket, Arma 3. I don't have Threin, so I'm not going to play much Arma 3, I don't think. But I do have it, so there's always the chance that I go play that. Or also one other game. So, what is the other game? Combat Mission. That's a big one. Oh my gosh, how did I forget the biggest one?